everyone, a very warm welcome. You're watching 6 Stories at 6. I'm Yesu Bharadwaj. On this show, we get you the 6 biggest stories of the day. The newsmakers, the agenda setters and the headline grabbers. On this edition, we will first look at the massive fire that broke out in Mahakumbh. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister has reached the spot as fire has been brought under control. We get you the details on the Bangladeshi national who attacked actor Saif Ali Khan. What is our way ahead to deal with infiltration? We also dive into the arrest of 3 people involved in trafficking innocent Indians to the Russian battlegrounds. As the race for national capital gains pace, Chief Minister Atishi alleges the BJP of attempting to kill Aam Aadmi Party convener. Also on the show, Israel-Hamas have finally reached a ceasefire agreement, or have they? As Trump 2.0 is set to take over the White House, the incoming president's agendas are more ambitious than ever. We'll take a look and a lot more. First, a quick check at the first story. Massive fires engulfed tents at the Maha Kumbh Mela in Prayagraj just moments from now. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has taken a stock of the situation on ground. While at least 12 to 15 firefighter trucks arrived at the location, no injuries or casualties have been reported. Take a look at these visuals from the fire that engulfed Mahakumbh's Sector 19.
एनडीआरएफ के दस्ते थे और अग्निशमन दस्ते थे। उन्होंने आपस में मिलके बहुत अच्छा काम किया और आग को बहुत ही कम से कम समय में अपनी कार्रवाई करके आग पर काबू पाया। हमारे जो दस्ते थे उन्होंने रास्ता बनाया, जहां पर आपने देखा टीन की जो शीट्स थी उनको काटा, उनको हटाया, क्योंकि हमारे पास इस तरीके के इक्विपमेंट्स वगैरह होते हैं। रास्ते में कहीं ऐसे लकड़ी है, कोई बल्ली है, पिलाई है, तो उसको तुरंत काटकर रास्ता बनाया जिससे कि जो गाड़ियां हैं वो तुरंत अपनी पानी की बौछार या जो उनके पास अन्य सामग्री है वो जल्दी से जल्दी वहां पहुंचाकर अपनी कार्रवाई कर सकें। तो यही हमारी टीमों ने मिलकर आपस में काम किया।
गीता प्रेस के टेंट्स पे कुछ पे आग लगी है, अखाड़े में आग नहीं लगी है और कोई जनहानि इसमें नहीं हुई है। देयर इज नो लॉस ऑफ लाइफ। और हमारी रेस्क्यू टीम्स जो हैं वो लगी हुई है। कितनी आग है, कहाँ पे लगी है, ये सारी चीजें भी पता कराई जा रही है। सर्वेस का कराया जा रहा है कितने टेंट्स में लगी है। लेकिन मैं आप लोगों को ये बता रहा हूँ कि पैनिक कोई ना करे, सही चीज लोगों में प्रसारित हो। इसमें कोई जनहानि रिपोर्टेड नहीं है और आग कंट्रोल में है। हम लोगों के यूपी पुलिस के करीब 12 से 15 जो फायर ब्रिगेड थी वो मौके पे पहुंची और उन्होंने आग पे काबू पा लिया है और अभी तक कोई जनहानि रिपोर्टेड नहीं है। टेंट्स जले हैं, कुछ सामान जला है, वो हम आपको सर्वे करके बता देंगे।
आज 4:30 बजे कुंभ क्षेत्र में सेक्टर 19 में आग लगने की जानकारी मिली, जिसमें गीता प्रेस में आग लगने की सूचना हम सबको मिली। अग्निशमन की टीम, पुलिस की टीम, प्रशासन की टीम और साथ समय मौके पे पहुंची और गीता प्रेस के साथ में 10 प्रयागवाल के टेंट में भी आग फैलने की सूचना मिली थी, जिसको उस समय बुझा लिया गया। स्थिति सामान्य है, कहीं किसी प्रकार की जनहानि की कोई सूचना नहीं है।
And like always, Republic has again reached ground zero. I'm being joined by my colleague Meenakshi to get us more on the updates around the fire. Meenakshi, tell us more about this. In fact, in recent, we've also gotten to know that Prime Minister Modi has spoken to UP's Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. Meenakshi, tell us more.
बिल्कुल, देखिए, रिपब्लिक भारत सबसे पहला चैनल था जो पहुंचा हुआ था पर आग लगी हुई। मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ उन्होंने यहाँ पर आकर के जायजा भी लिया। तस्वीरें कुछ मैं आपको दिखा देती हूँ क्योंकि अब अंधेरा हो गया है और
I think we may have lost connection with our reporter for the moment.
टीम ने यहाँ तुरंत कंट्रोल किया है। लोगों लोग यहाँ पर फंसे हुए थे, उन्हें तुरंत यहाँ से बाहर निकाला गया था ताकि किसी भी तरीके का जो जान माल का नुकसान हो वो ना हो सके। हालांकि यहाँ पर गीता प्रेस गोरखपुर का जो टेंट है बताया जा रहा वो था निर्मल निर्मल एक कैंप था, निर्मल बाबा का वो कैंप था, वो भी जल चुका था। यहाँ जो लोग थे वो पूरी तरीके से यहाँ से बाहर सबसे पहले निकाले जाते हैं। उन्हें बाहर निकालने के बाद आग बुझाने का काम तेजी से किया जाता है। लगभग 10 से 20 मिनट का वो वक्त था जब आग यहाँ पर फैल जाती है और पूरी जगह को अपने जद में ले लेती है। लेकिन 20 मिनट के भीतर ही अग्निशमन विभाग की जो लगभग 15 से 20 टीमें थी वो पहुंची, SDRF, NDRF, हर कोई यहाँ पर मौजूद था। आग को तुरंत से काबू किया गया ताकि किसी भी तरीके से कोई भी जनहानि ना हो। जो सिलेंडर थे उस सिलेंडर्स को तुरंत से बाहर निकाला जाता है। बाहर फेंकने के बाद जो कंबल, जो लोग आसपास थे उनके पास जो कंबल थे उसे भिगो करके उन सिलेंडर्स पर लपेटा जाता है ताकि जो सिलेंडर है वो और ब्लास्ट ना हो। कुछ लोग यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं, उनसे भी बात करेंगे। आप थे जब यहाँ पर आग लगी?
हम लोग तो दूर हैं यहाँ से।
आप राइट मीनाक्षी,
बगल में थे, आग लगी बड़ी तेज। जब बहुत तेज आग लगी तो हम लोग देखे कि आग लगा, दौड़ के फायर ब्रिगेड बुलाए।
राइट मीनाक्षी,
फायर ब्रिगेड बुलाए तो फायर ब्रिगेड में पानी ही नहीं।
हाँ।
आके खड़ी हुई, फिर बाद में
उसके बाद और टीमें आई।
हाँ, और
राइट मीनाक्षी, तुरंत आग बुझाने में ज्यादा वक्त लगा?
बहुत समय लगा वहाँ।
राइट,
आग काफी फास्ट बुझी है, पूरी दमकल की टीमें आई हैं, काम बढ़िया हुआ है।
Meenakshi, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. We'll keep tracking the story, but for now, the second story that we're tracking at this hour. Shariful Islam Shehzad, a Bangladeshi national who had illegally entered India and had been living under the false name Bijoy Das, has been arrested for allegedly breaking into actor Saif Ali Khan's home and also attacking him and his staff during a burglary attempt. Parallelly, following local intelligence inputs, the police zeroed in on a rented accommodation at Kolivara in Worli, where the accused lived with 3 others. Take a look at this.
पहले दिन से हम कह रहे हैं कि देश में अवैध बांग्लादेशी, अवैध रोहिंग्या देश की सुरक्षा के लिए और दिल्ली की सुरक्षा के लिए खतरा है। अब जिन बांग्लादेशियों को पालने का काम अरविंद केजरीवाल करते हैं, इस सैफ अली खां पे हमला करने वाला जो पकड़ा गया है उससे किस किस के तार जुड़े हैं, अरविंद केजरीवाल खुलासा करें।
ये चिंता की बात तो है कि बहुत सारे बांग्लादेशी बंगाल की सरकार के द्वारा घुसेड़े जा रहे हैं भारत की सीमा के अंदर, और हिंदू नाम से उनका आधार कार्ड बना रहे हैं और यहाँ आकर वो लोग क्राइम कर रहे हैं।
Joining us live on the broadcast right outside the Leelavati Hospital is my colleague Akhil. Akhil, a big reveal on the infiltration racket in Mumbai. Actor Saif Ali Khan was stabbed. What is the next thing that the police or the administration is looking at? Tell us more about this, Akhil.
Well, Keshu, if you see at this point in time, the Mumbai police has successfully arrested the main accused, and he was earlier seen at different locations, not only in the Mumbai, but in Mumbai's suburb regions also. So he was arrested from Thane. So at this point in time, when he was taken, after the medical examination was done, he was taken to the Bandra court, where the court has granted 5 days of police custody. So after 5 days, he will again be produced in the court. So during this time, the Mumbai police team will basically do the complete investigation that what was his actual motive. So preliminarily, if you see, while speaking to the media, DCP of Zone 9, Dikshit Gidam, has said that it seems that he has a mindset of doing that robbery and performing that burglary incident. But they have not ruled out so far that there could be another part to it also. Because if you see the way he entered inside the very apartment of Saif Ali Khan, I would like to request my Vijay to pan and show you the visual at this point in time of the very residence of Saif Ali Khan, which is Sadhguru Shan. Here you can see at this point in time, here you can see, I would like to request my Vijay to zoom in and show you the visual.
Right, Akhil, we will continue tracking this story, but for now I think we've lost connection with my reporter. For now, the third story that we're tracking at this hour. At least 3 people were arrested in connection with the death of a man from Kerala, Binil Babu, who had joined the military support service in Russia after being falsely pulled into Russia over a job call. The accused have been charged under the Immigration Act, human trafficking and also cheating. Take a look at this.
After the Ministry of External Affairs confirmed the death of a Malayali man, Binil Babu, on the front lines of Ukraine-Russia war.
It was a very unfortunate death. We conveyed condolences to the family. Our embassy is in touch with Russian authorities so that his mortal remains could come back to India as soon as possible. Regarding the other gentleman who was injured, he is receiving treatment in a hospital in Moscow. Our embassy is in touch with him and also his in regard to his welfare and well-being with the Russian authorities, and hopefully he will also be returning India soon after his treatment is completed.
3 individuals have been arrested from Thrissur in an India-Russia human trafficking nexus. Sandeep Thomas, Sumesh Antony and CB, all natives of Thrissur, were arrested for allegedly recruiting youths to Russia with promises of high-paying jobs, but instead trafficked them into military service. The accused have been charged under the Immigration Act, human trafficking and cheating. The arrests followed a complaint filed by Binal's wife and Jan TK's father, Korean. Binal and Jan travelled to Russia with the hope of working as electricians and plumbers. However, upon arrival, their Indian passports were confiscated and they were subsequently deployed to the war zones as part of the Russian military support service. Binal lost his life despite several appeals to consulate, while Jan is undergoing medical treatment in Moscow after getting injured in the war. What remains of Binal are now his mortal remains that his family has been requesting and begging the MEA to bring back. The question remains that why did the MEA not react timely on Binal Babu's multiple appeal to repatriate him? Binal Babu is just one of the victims of the rackets luring job aspirants with fake promises. As a deep nexus is uncovered, the exact number of individuals involved in this racket is yet to be determined.
As the race to grab power in Delhi heats up, Chief Minister Atishi has made big claims against the BJP, alleging that the party tried to kill Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal. Listen in to the hot take from Aam Aadmi Party, and we're also, in fact, being joined by Pradeep Pillai for more on the story.
Yes, we have been discussing from the afternoon the job racket that has been operating out of Kerala to the Russians. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Sir, could you tell us more about what is this human trafficking angle that is being busted in Kerala, and what is the next step that the authorities are eyeing over this?
Well, as Republic has been reporting, 3 people have been picked up from Thrissur and Kochi. Sandeep, Sumesh and Sibi also. Now, this person who got killed, Binal Babu, hails from Thrissur, and he was working in Oman as an electrician. He was offered a job in Russia. He and his cousin, Sandeep Jain, who traveled with him to Russia, but they ended up in Ukraine fighting somebody else's war for the Russian mercenaries private army group. Now, what this tragedy exposes is the huge nexus, a huge racket which is involved in human trafficking, offering youths lucrative jobs abroad, but ending up in war zones and hostile situations. Now, we know that this is not the first time that this is happening in Kerala or India. Such job rackets have been operational for decades together. We've also seen the same happening in the Iraq war, where people were recruited either directly or indirectly from the Gulf nations, most frequently from Dubai. Now, in this case, these 2 cousins were recruited from Oman and taken to Russia, offering them either a job as an electrician, or one of them hoped it was a job in a canteen, but with very lucrative offers. We also know that this is not the first time tragedy is hitting through the same modus operandi. Sandeep Chandran, once again hailing from Thrissur, had lost his life last year. Now, Binal Babu's family has been pleading with the local authorities, with the state government and the government of India to somehow bring him back once they got to know the kind of trap that he has been lured into. Now, we also know that the crisis, the exploitation happens while exploiting the jobless nature or the lack of good jobs for the educated youth. Now, this has happened before. This has been happening wherein lucrative offers were made, but the men and women ended up doing jobs that they were not intended to do. Now, once they land up in the Gulf nations or in the destination that is intended, what they do is they pick up their passport and travel documents, and then they become literal hostages in the hands of their handlers. Now, though this has been repeating, this has been recurring. It's not as if it's new. It's not as if the authorities do not know. We have been seeing the same thing happening with dubious travel agents and agencies operating in the greed of money. Now, very clearly, this is not something that has happened overnight. The same situation has happened. A similar incident has happened. A person from Thrissur has died in Russia fighting against somebody else's war, being held literally hostage. Yeah.
Right. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast and speaking to Republic, Pradeep. But for now, viewers, it's time to move on. As the race to grab power in Delhi heats up, Chief Minister Atishi has made fresh claims, saying that the BJP tried to kill Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal. The shocking statement was hit out by the Chief Minister. This comes as AAP is trying its best to gain a third consecutive term in the capital, while the BJP is taking all efforts to turn the tables. Take a look at this.
The Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP came out throwing punches at each other a day after the alleged attack on Arvind Kejriwal. Addressing a press conference earlier today, Delhi Chief Minister Atishi claimed that the BJP sent goons to kill the AAP national convener going into the Delhi Assembly polls.
हमला हुआ, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के गुंडों द्वारा हमला हुआ। सबने वीडियो देखा और इतने बड़े पत्थर से उनकी गाड़ी को मारा गया कि अगर वो किसी को लग जाता तो वो जानलेवा हो सकता।
Not stopping at this, Atishi, who is seeking a fresh term from the prestigious Kalkaji Assembly segment, said the goons who attacked Kejriwal's car were no ordinary BJP supporters but wanted in murder cases.
ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सधे हुए गुंडे, सधे हुए क्रिमिनल्स हैं और अगर ऐसे लोगों को अरविंद केजरीवाल जी पे हमला करने के लिए भेजा गया, जिन पर डकैती और मर्डर और कल्पेबल होमिसाइड के चार्जेस हैं, तो ये बिल्कुल साफ है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी चुनाव की अपनी हार की बौखलाहट से अब अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की जान लेने तक उतर आई है।
Dismissing the AAP charge, veteran BJP leader RP Singh accused Kejriwal of faking an attack on himself in a desperate ploy to evoke sympathy from voters.
उस वीडियो में यह भी दिखता है कि ड्राइवर ने पहले ब्रेक लगाई, फिर किसी ने कहा उसको कि आप गाड़ी चलाओ। उस गाड़ी में अरविंद केजरीवाल बैठे थे और दो भाजपा के कार्यकर्ताओं पर गाड़ी चढ़ गई। अभी दिखता है कि सत्ता दिमाग में चढ़ गई है और उसके चलते हुए अब दिल्ली के युवकों को भी रोंदा जा रहा है। अपेक्षा करते हैं पुलिस पूरी जांच करेगी। मुझे जानकारी मिली कि उनको हॉस्पिटल में दाखिल किया गया है। पुलिस पूरी जांच करेगी, उनकी एमएलसी कराएगी और जो भी लोग दोषी हैं उनको सजा मिलेगी, उनको सजा मिलनी चाहिए।
Meanwhile, countering the AAP charge, Parvesh Verma, Kejriwal's BJP rival from the New Delhi seat, claimed that his car rammed 3 jobless youth who wanted to meet him.
सीएम की गाड़ी, जो यहाँ के आरोपी हैं पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री, उनकी खुद की गाड़ी ने तीनों को टक्कर मारी, जिस गाड़ी में अरविंद केजरीवाल खुद बैठा था। और तीनों लड़कों ने एक ही स्टेटमेंट दी है कि जब वो ड्राइवर ने देखा कि हम उनकी गाड़ी के आगे हैं तो ड्राइवर ने ब्रेक मार दिया था, मगर उसके बाद अरविंद केजरीवाल ने इशारा किया कि गाड़ी चढ़ा दो। उसके इशारा करने के बाद में ड्राइवर ने गाड़ी को आगे चढ़ाया और तीनों को पैर में चोट लगी।
Citing a statement by one of the injured youth in hospital, Verma said the youth merely wanted to speak to Kejriwal, but he motioned his driver to drive on. He said Kejriwal's driver slammed the brake after the youth approached his vehicle, but the former chief minister asked his driver to keep moving.
पहले ड्राइवर ने ब्रेक मार चलने लगे थे, मेरे को नौकरी की बात करनी थी, तो इतने में उन्होंने बातचीत कुछ नहीं करी, हमने गाड़ी रोकी थी, इतने में उनके ड्राइवर ने गाड़ी चिपका दी।
Meanwhile, one of the injured youth claimed they were hit deliberately. Even as the battle for Delhi gets ugly and charges fly thick and fast from the two warring camps, the big question is, will the AAP's latest attack claim on Kejriwal wash with voters?
In a major stumbling block to the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said the deal will not proceed as planned till the Palestinian terrorist outfit releases the names of the 33 Jewish hostages to be released. Outgoing US President Joe Biden announced the ceasefire deal last week after over a year of hostilities and bloodbath in Gaza. We're also being joined by Ariela Rosenthal Ashod, who is the head of international relations of Ashod municipality in Israel. Thank you very much for joining us on broadcast and speaking to Republic. Can you please also tell us more about how far has the deal reached? We know that the ceasefire is underway, but how far has it reached and how much can it be deterred by Benjamin Netanyahu's demands of seeking the names of the 33 hostages? What can be expected today out of the meeting? Please tell us.
Well, first of all, the framework that has been reached comes from with a very, very high price. But the state of Israel has a moral obligation to everything and to everyone, and it has to return all of the hostages, living or deceased, to Israel. The government, of course, will not give up the goals of the war until they are all met. That means, of course, the return of all the 97 hostages, removing the Hamas terrorist regime from Gaza, and of course eliminating the threat to the citizens of the State of Israel. Until yesterday at 4:30 in the afternoon, according to the truce, which was originally signed on, the Hamas, which is, as you all know, a terrorist organization, was supposed to convey the first names of the hostages that should be released this morning with the opening of the ceasefire. However, they only reached at approximately 11 in the morning. That means a delay of approximately 24 hours. So, you know, we are not dealing here with a country, but with a terrorist organization, the same organization that actually launched the war on Gaza following the 7th of October, the murderous terrorist attack in which there were horrific crimes against humanity, in which they raped, murdered, and more French thousands.
Thanks for joining us on the broadcast, ma'am. We will track the story. We're grateful that you took out time to speak to Republic. Now, viewers, US President-elect Donald Trump arrived in Washington, D.C. ahead of his inauguration on Monday. Visuals picked out a Trump arriving as supporters before the boarding of the Air Force One in Florida, along with First Lady Melania Trump ahead of his inauguration, which has been shifted indoors for the first time since 1985. Trump is all scheduled to make America great again with his mega victory rally, while also attending several galas to celebrate his resounding coming back as a win. Here is a detailed report on that.
Fireworks lit up the skies across the United States ahead of the much-awaited inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. Trump, who wished to take oath as the 47th United States President, landed in Washington, D.C. along with incoming First Lady Melania Trump. Visuals picked up the real estate tycoon turned politician waving at cheering supporters before boarding the Air Force One along with Melania. In a big scoop ahead of Trump's inauguration, a report claimed that he is likely to sign 100 executive orders on day one, which will be a record in the United States presidential history. Significantly, Trump's inauguration has been shifted indoors for the first time in 40 years since 1985. Even the traditional parade down Pennsylvania Avenue has been changed to an indoor event owing to the biting cold weather. He's also scheduled to hold a MAGA or Make America Great Again victory rally with his supporters inside the Capitol One arena on the eve of his inauguration. Continuing the tradition of past president-elects, Trump will attend service at the St. John's Episcopal Church. Trump will address his supporters again before heading to White House for the signing ceremony. Tech moguls Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg feature in the guest list for Trump's inauguration. As Trump returns to the Oval Office, it remains to be seen if he unveils his tariff plan on his first day in office.
As we come to an end of this news wheel, let's record and summarize with Note Assist using Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Delhi Chief Minister Atishi accused the BJP of trying to kill Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal. Her statement came amid AAP leaders alleging that stones were pelted at Kejriwal's car on Saturday. The AAP earlier shared a video of the perpetrated attack that alleged that attacker was sent by the BJP candidate Parvesh Verma, who attacked Arvind Kejriwal with bricks and stones and tried to hurt him so that he could not do his campaign. Hitting back at the Aam Aadmi Party, the BJP said the youth belongs to New Delhi constituency and was protesting against Kejriwal. There you have it, the precise reading of the news in a simpler format using Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. We will be back with the headlines in a few minutes.